Yo everybody, it's Master Games 22 here, and today me and my crew here will be doing a conversation / discussion on E3, as well as our predictions on what we hope to actually see there also. The team present today that I have here is Jinyu Sensei. Go ahead.
I'm Iron Man.
And we also have Joe Magic.
Don't ever say conversation like that ever again.
I didn't say
also, we ain't diving into that, alright? This is a one-time skit. We ain't gonna go into that, alright?
Hey, look, no edits. Don't edit how you said conversation out either. How did he say it?
I ain't gonna edit it.
No, I heard that. I thought, I was like, which one of us is gonna address how we?
Yeah.
It's too late.
Conversation.
Sexualize the shit
I
out of that.
am your talk
Following up.
in the 80s. How are you doing, my niggas? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Brand Nubian, how about you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Don't be ugly.
That's good enough for me. And we also,
got invited.
and sure enough,
My TV.
our guest.
Oh
The
shit!
Christian
Where's my
man.
remote? Oh no.
Go ahead,
Bang.
Christian man. Oh, there you
Bang.
go.
Bang.
He's shooting
Bang.
everybody. Y'all better step
No.
back for a minute.
Nah, he reads the Bible. He really loves Jesus.
And I said, and the Lord said to me, "Bang, bang."
So without further ado, you know, I'm not gonna make us delay this because we honestly should have did this a while ago. So we're just gonna hop straight into it. Games that we expect to see at the E3 conferences and as time progresses throughout the week for E3 itself. First game on my list that I wanted to talk about was Astral Chain. It was
Astral
revealed.
Boy.
That's what I said, Astral Chain.
I said Astral Boy. Go ahead.
Alright, so Astral Chain was revealed like about 2 months ago during the
Nintendo Direct.
Nintendo Direct that passed.
Yes.
More information was supposed to be coming, but it's a game that's made by Platinum Games that
Platinum
Nintendo
Games.
published.
Lead director by the dude who made Nier Automata. It's good.
Yeah.
Supervised Bayonetta. Good.
Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of things to look forward to with this game. How much do you know about the game, John? So I can like kind of get you up to speed with it. I'm guessing.
Unfortunately, because I've been trapped at work, I didn't get the chance to really look into the game as much.
He pretty much explained everything you need to know about the game. Then you're like linked with the robot.
Is it a
kinda
robot
like-
though?
It's something.
Well, we don't know. It's kind of.
Robot, mech, whatever.
You're stuck.
It has like a
You're linked to something.
persona type.
Yeah,
where the
it does have
chain
something
comes
like
in.
that.
Or a JoJo where you're kind of linked with a monster and you can kind of control it via chain link or whatever they want to call it, Astral Chain.
Yeah,
That's a chain.
I'm pretty sure that it's probably going to be called an Astral Chain, whatever's
Chain
linking
gang.
you to these creatures that
chain
give you
gang.
power-ups and stuff. Christian, did you got to see the gameplay of that game too, right? Or do you not remember it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my answer with that is
You say you didn't see it.
wait. Let me think about this. Wait.
It's fine if you need to look at it. You can go ahead and look at it real quick.
Guys, listen. I thought I was being interviewed. I was trying to sound like one of those
people that's interviewed and they get asked these questions and they gotta think about what they say. So just let me have it. Let me have it.
You do that all the time when you haven't done something.
Let me have this. But to answer your question now, I do not remember the game, nor do I know what it's about. So.
It was like a cel-shaded game, Platinum Games. So you had like a fast combat.
That's the only way the Switch can make them.
Yeah. I feel like you did see it. But
yeah, I feel like you did too.
I probably did. I just don't remember it.
You probably just don't remember it.
Yeah, I just don't remember it.
But to jump straight to it, I have high hopes to see more on this game. There's a lot more questions I have about it in terms of like how many of these creatures will actually be able to control. Is there like a large variety, or is it like a small amount, like up to like 3 or 4? And basically how much of the environment we can interact with, because there's actually scenes in the gameplay that shows that we can like basically go into like I don't want to say like Batman, but like a detective mode where essentially you can like inspect certain areas and like interact with different environments. Sometimes you can even like there's like destructible environments that you can like destroy while you're out on the field and stuff. And I thought that was a pretty cool concept that they had going.
Yeah, checking out some pictures, the game seems pretty open world. They give you the vehicle, your motorcycle, which you can terrain around the city.
Oh, so
I don't know how open it is, like a Grand Theft Auto sense of how open the world's going to be.
All I'm going to say about that?
Probably not that far, but I think it's going to be more open than what we've seen in like Bayonetta or probably not as high as Nier Automata. I would probably
say something like Monster Hunter.
All I'm gonna say about that is, you said motorcycle, I'm sold. I'm getting it. That's it.
I think it'll be standard Platinum Games type of world. Not too open, but you know.
Yeah, not too open, but
not
straight linear.
Yeah.
Well,
I can agree with that.
I want you to remember that they have motorcycles. So.
I'm glad the motorcycle is enough to sell you on the whole game, Christian.
I'm not.
I like what I'm seeing from it, though. I see these pictures look pretty impressive.
They're nice.
Yeah.
It's cel-shaded art, but it looks like some cel-shaded that I've never seen before. It's just sparkly.
Astral Chain.
Giving it its own personality.
Yeah.
Astral Chain.
Stroll with the AL.
You get to customize your characters and the monsters you use.
We're also in. There you go. It's sold.
Oh my gosh.
You had me at Kawasaki.
So, yeah.
But yeah, Platinum does good work, so it should be a good game. But
Platinum Games. What's like the last game they made that was bad? Like what? Fucking Korra?
Yeah, that was like one. Then that was a cel-shaded game
budget.
too.
That was like
it was like a budget project, though. I get it, but that was like out of the games they made, like that's like.
And like they've been on fire for a hot minute. Like the only other game that people like was kind of downsizing before the core game was probably Wonderful 101, which the only reason why it was downsized was because of the fact that they kind of made
was wanting to do some show.
They have to me, I feel like they have like I'm looking at the gameplay right now, but I'm getting a Power Rangers / Metal Gear Rising type of feel to it. With a little Batman.
Well, Platinum did make Metal Gear Rising.
But I like what I see. It looks cool.
Yeah.
It really looks cool, especially for the Switch. Can you just imagine, if they decide to, port that to
that's the only downside for me. That shit's stuck on the Switch.
On the Switch. If they'd have ported this to the PlayStation, I feel like the graphics potentials can be like.
Come on, man.
I honestly don't know if it's gonna stay.
You can ride a wolf. You can ride a wolf. Sold.
I don't know if it's gonna essentially stay exclusive to the Switch, but depending on how good it does, I mean, there's always a possibility. They never said that.
I don't know, man. Nintendo is stingy.
He told you he was a Christian man.
Look out! You forgot the look out part.
only time can tell. But as a whole, I am looking forward to the game, and it seems like most of us are interested in the game as from just what we've seen alone. So hopefully we'll catch that at E3. Next game on the list, Gears of War 5.
I have absolutely no interest in this.
Gears
game.
of
I
War.
don't give a damn about Gears, so I'm just gonna sit this one out.
Oh my god.
Microsoft is standing. Microsoft is standing on two legs, okay? And one leg is Halo, and one leg is Gears. God damn it! If one of these don't work, Microsoft is hopping. Okay,
That table is gonna fall over, man.
all over.
Oh man.
I mean, Gears of War
Blow
5.
the dust off my Xbox.
Gears of War has been on a trail for a minute that's been going up and down since pretty much Gears of War 2.
His judgment.
I'd say Gears of War 2
Just
because there's some people that didn't like. People didn't like how long 2 dragged out. Like according to like most Gears of War players.
I never get that argument about the game being too long.
Yeah, I heard that the online gameplay was bad. People
That
were
was
complaining
also
about the online.
The online was
But
also
the story was dope. I heard that everybody hated Judgment.
Yeah, Judgment
Me personally,
was
I didn't
collectively.
mind it,
Collectively, people didn't really enjoy Judgment. I guess because they kind of added in like the whole fort defense thing, which which isn't really a bad thing, but like the way they incorporated it, it felt like it was kind of just there to like drag you on with the story. It wasn't really like it felt like it was fitting into the moment. Yeah, Judgment, Gears of War Judgment. But since Gears of War 4, I felt that they kind of refined it a lot better. The whole fort defense a lot more and made it more interesting. On top of that, I could be wrong, but I think 4 is when they added in like the whole. No, actually, it was Gears of War 3 when they added the whole horde bosses and stuff and all that. They got better with that though with Gears of War 4, which was why I feel like they definitely refined it in a better manner compared to the other games.
I wasn't too crazy about the guns in Gears 4 though. Like those robotic guns and stuff could have been way better.
Yeah, I was honestly expecting a little bit
more.
Were
actually better than the robot weapons.
I did like the shotgun. There was a shotgun that I did like that they had.
I know what you're talking about. The shotgun and then the plasma sniper rifle was cool.
Yeah.
There's always a plasma sniper rifle.
Marcus Phoenix.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Don't mess with that man's tomatoes.
No, I know about that other guy, General Rom. Only because he was in Killer Instinct, though. That's the only reason I know about him.
Oh my god.
But I mean, it also, speaking of that, for the story of Gears of War 5, it looks like they're actually
Jago's gonna be in it. That's sweet. Killer Instinct crossover. What? Jago? I'm down.
Wait, what?
Nah, I just wanted to say stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they might.
Characters in,
I wanted to be positive and not just call it trash.
They try. Who knows? They might probably like segue. Like apparently, a lot of Gears of War characters have been utilized into other games. Like even into what's it called again? Killzone.
I just said Killer Instinct.
No,
like 5 seconds
no,
ago.
no, not Killer Instinct. I'm talking. Yes, General M's in there, but I think Marcus Phoenix made it into one of the other games, Killzone or something like that. I can't.
Killzone is a PS4 exclusive.
No, they would not have.
Yeah.
Bulletstorm. That's what it's called. Bulletstorm. Sorry.
What?
Marcus Phoenix is in Bulletstorm?
Yes, he is.
You didn't know because that game's trash.
I don't think he's in that game.
That game is fucking Charmin.
Charmin Ultra. Like what do you say?
Charmin.
It's fucking toilet paper, yo. It wipes ass.
I don't know how bad the game was because I never got to personally play it, but I mean,
trash just now.
No, they remastered it for some damn odd reason. I don't know why.
But I'm getting actually straight off. What I was gonna say was that they're actually bringing back the Krill from Gears of War 1 into Gears of War 5 as a adversary. And for those that don't know, the Krill were essentially like locusts that appear at night and would kill you if you wasn't in a bright area, like because they thrived in the darkness. So you was pretty much dead if you was in the dark. And I see that they're bringing it back to this one.
Hey, what's the overall story of this one?
This one, it looks like it's gonna be about.
It's gonna focus on Kat though.
Yeah.
And Kat is the daughter of
the locust,
a human and a Krill.
She's the granddaughter of the Locust Queen, I think.
Oh, yeah, your Locust Queen and a human.
Yeah. So it looks like she's trying to figure out some things. And
who am I?
She's basically gonna be with what's his name? Is it JD or something like that?
Well, I don't think she's like with him like in that way. I think.
No, I'm talking about like as a teammate. She because it looks like they're going back to like having two people for this one, for the story at least.
Well, I think it's going to be separate storylines because I think she broke away from him at some point. They might do like a separate story, half and half thing. Who knows? Because I remember, and didn't they show a scene where JD was like injured? There's something wrong with his arm.
I think so. All I know is that from what I saw, like they basically got into a dispute, and she wants to go explore that, and JD wants to just focus on defending the area with his dad. But his dad, Marcus Phoenix, spoiler alert, I guess, basically passes something to Kat and like tells her that you gotta basically go with your intuition. If you think that you need to do this, you should go ahead and do it and stuff. And he was gonna stay behind and do that. And I forgot the name of the black character. I'm sorry. But
wasn't it Dell? I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not entirely sure, but he's basically going with her for this trip. And at one point in one of the trailers, it kind of looks like they showed that she's gonna be questioning if like he's actually there to help her, or if he's just like on a mission for JD. Because right now, at that moment, she doesn't trust JD. So yeah, that's definitely most likely gonna show at E3's conference, Microsoft. I would not be surprised in the least to see it there, and it needs to be there because I honestly have been missing Gears of War 5. Gears of War in general, if I'm being honest. Even though I have it turned on my Xbox for like...
Yeah, so does the...
Since
Xbox.
It's pronounced Xbox.
Xbox.
That's how Koreans pronounce it. Xbox.
And that's how
I have so much dust on that thing, it would probably clog my lungs. So if I went over that.
Like I had to like just I put like a protective cloth on my systems now because the Xbox is just truly ignored right now. There's no reason for me to play with this thing right now, man.
Next to my trash can.
Well, since we're at it, why don't we go ahead and dive into Halo Infinite while we're at it? This game showed literally
to get Halo.
One trailer, and this trailer had people questioning what it was at first, and then we saw the Warthog, and we knew right away it was Halo. And then we saw the
everybody's
not gonna lie.
I'm gonna be there's Halo off of it.
But yeah, seeing how it's
honest with you, wasn't there already a Halo Infinite?
No, there wasn't.
What?
No. There wasn't. Sure, there was not a Halo Infinite.
No.
Okay, so there wasn't. All right. I don't know why. I felt like there was already a Halo Infinite. Like there was already a game.
There were many Halos, but not a Halo Infinite.
But it looks from the way I can let you take it.
I knew from the music that it was Halo right away.
It
as soon
didn't
as I
sound
heard
like
the
Halo
music,
music to me at
I
first.
immediately stopped caring.
Yeah, like after, I can't even say the last Halo. I think after the Halo and the Master Chief Collection, that was cool because it was like a revamp, you know,
1, 2,
better
and 3.
graphics of yeah, all of that was cool. But after the last Halo, it just got really, it was a huge letdown. I was not expecting the game to end up like that. I was expecting more from the game.
In terms of the story, or like
in terms of the story, yeah.
That's
like
a lot of people's.
I feel like the game was crushed.
Just like
what?
Go ahead, Terrell. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. But I was just gonna say, there's a lot about the story that a lot of people don't know that the books talk about, which I hope they put into this one, dealing with the Forerunners and what they call it, there's I was gonna fucking, it starts with a.
Yeah, one of y'all don't know. I definitely don't know.
I stopped caring about Halo a long time ago, man. Like this, they keep using that as a means. That can't be my only reason to buy an Xbox. And like, I don't give a damn about Forza. Gears, I'm always gonna play, but Gears is not enough for me to buy it. For me to, you know, dive into my Xbox like that.
Were you talking about
like
the Covenant? Terrell?
No, I was talking about but basically the story has it to where there was life before
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the ancient, there was like an ancient race of aliens or just civilization that existed way before where the story takes place now, where they had to use the Halo rings to wipe out the universe because of the flood. And there's a lot of things that go into a lot of significance who Master Chief is like kind of has a lineage to that they don't get into, but hopefully they do in this one. But it seems like for whatever this is, they're calling it a spiritual reboot. So I don't know what that means in terms of them continuing the story from 4, or is this going to be something else?
Yeah, I saw that you was talking about that, and there's a number of directions they could go.
And then it's like the fact that Cortana is like kind of like a bad guy now.
Yeah, she went on rampancy from it being like past her AI life expectancy. So she went rampant. In fact, that she thinned out her program or her consciousness to save him in the process, and then she went kind of haywire or some shit.
So I'm so lost. Like what? So like
we don't know what the story's about.
The last let me finish. The last game, like the last game I played at Halo, it had to be like what, Halo 2, and then 3 happened. I never got a chance to play it. So like like I never got really a chance to play it. So like I thought 3 was supposed to conclude everything. So like I'm kind of lost.
Original.
So it's like I'm kind of lost on what's going on as far as Halo, and I honestly don't care to find out because there's so many of them. So it's like I don't really care about it anymore. It's just whatever.
Okay. Microsoft's trash. Anything else?
For the time being, we don't know too much about Infinite. But hopefully we'll get a little bit more. Maybe it might spark some heat in people's hearts to actually want to dive back into Halo. But for now, the main fan
was wanting Halo to come back and actually do something in terms of the story.
Some first party games, Microsoft.
That was they need to. That was
the heart and soul.
The game has a following. The story, how it ended, was kind of a letdown for most people's opinions.
Yeah.
But there's a story that needs to continue, and there's a conclusion to it, for which we're not seeing from how 4 left off. So
yeah,
there's a lot of the universe, like how Star Wars is kind of like has an expansive universe where the movies don't kind of go into it, but it's only telling a small part of it just to tell a narrative. That's what Halo does, following the Spartans and the war with the aliens. The fucking what do you call it again? The Covenant, and them trying to procure the Halos as weapons. They're basically just trying to stop them. But there's more about it which people want to get into. I want them to get into it. That they was kind of like hinting on in the fourth one, and then didn't do it. It kind of like blue balls you in terms of what the story could have been, and it kind of died off. I don't know, because it was 343 telling the story, taking the track off of what Bungie was doing before, and then they had to give it to a new studio because they want to work on the ball rash that is Anthem.
Ooh.
He said the ball rash.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was drifting off for a second. As soon as he said that, I woke myself back up like immediately. That was hilarious. The ball rash that is Anthem.
He said a ball rash that is Anthem.
That game gives me thumb cancer.
I'm mad because I barely got to play the game, and now like it's Forsaken already before I even really got the chance. I'm like, oh, this game's kind of cool, and then I'm hearing all these terrible things about it. I'm like, damn, should I even still try and play it?
It's half and half, because it's like it just doesn't have a long shelf life. It's good for a brief moment, and then they have this, server games as a service shit, which is bullshit, because they just bottleneck their features, and just the whole what you should get in terms of experience, and they give you in little increments, and they're not even doing that. The game was broken; it wasn't finished. The game they had the game for 7 years, and only kind of worked on it for like the last 2. They was like brainstorming for the first 4. It didn't really have anything to, towards engineering in it. Like everything was on paper basically until like the last 2 or 3 years where they actually made a game out of it. Didn't have enough time, and then pushed the game on the shelf, not finished. So that's why the game looks like that.
We ran into an Anthem tangent here. I love it.
Well, just to summarize up Halo Infinite, hopefully we see something
Until I get to talk about Fallout 76.
Give me an open world, third-person view Halo. Give it to me.
That, or just give us an open world Halo. Give us an open world Halo. I think that would be pretty cool. Being able to just go wherever and just explore whatever. I think that would be a nice
something
change.
new. Show me your titties. Do something. Give me something new.
Oh shit.
Moving on to the next game. One that we don't have too much information on. There's an Avengers game that should be revealed.
My question is, which Avengers are they going to do? The Marvel Cinematic Avengers or like Avengers?
It has nothing to do with the cinematic universe.
Yeah, nothing to do.
No, listen to me. Listen. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Hear me out.
Don't kill me.
No,
I felt like you were
go ahead,
loading a gun, but I felt you loading a gun. Alright. Okay. Alright, let me go ahead. Alright, I say that because, Joe, we talked about, how Marvel, no, it wasn't Joe, it was me and John. We talked about it. How basically
how they doing marketing?
Yeah, marketing. So are they gonna do like the actual Avengers, or like they're just gonna do a marketing strategy?
They're just gonna use characters from what we've seen from movies, like how they did Marvelous, Capcom.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
It's highly possible, but here's the thing where I feel like they might not do that. One, because they have Marvel Ultimate marketing.
Marketing. So are they gonna do like the actual Avengers, or like they're just gonna do a marketing strategy?
They're just gonna use characters from what we've seen from movies, like how they did Marvelous, Capcom.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
It's highly
Like,
possible, but here's the thing why I feel like they might not do that. One, because they have Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 coming out, and even though that game has a lot of movie characters in it, we already know that game is going to have a vast amount of other people. So I feel like Square Enix is going to do the smart thing and use characters that people actually want to see, and not just feed a whole bunch of nonsense of Black Panther this and Winter Soldier that, Captain Marvel that we already know about. We already know about
them.
Like, give us some new people like Daredevil and Mephisto and all of these kind of, like, you give us the Silver Surfer, give us Galactus, give us those kind of characters.
Like, so that's where the question. That's where I'm like,
come on.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, well, let me see what they got off, because I don't want it to be just another marketing. I don't want to get hyped for another marketing game. It's marketing.
Now, my point for that is, I don't care if it's marketing. I'd have been fine with Marvel vs. Capcom if it looked better, but it didn't. It looked like trash.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
That's just the whole other thing. But back to this game. I just want it to look and play well. I want it to be the Marvel Ultimate Alliance we deserve. Ultimate Alliance 3 is the one we need right now.
I want them to do with this game what they did with Spider-Man. There was no marketing in that game at all.
No marketing whatsoever. This new Spider-Man has something. What'd you say? I didn't hear.
They did say it wasn't no marketing in Spider-Man. That's all they said.
Yeah. I thought Christian said something.
No, I didn't say nothing. I was agreeing with whatever was being said.
Yeah, like exactly what they did with Spider-Man. That's what they need to do with this Square Enix game. Give us, as fans of actual fans of the comics and stuff, give us what we want and what we've seen and read. Don't spew us nonsense that we've seen. Like, if they shove Miles Morales in my face, I'm gonna be tight. I'm gonna be annoyed at that. I already know he's gonna be in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I'm talking about like the Avengers game, like just
the Avengers game stuff. That we just saw like the shield and shit from last E3 or something.
That was like that was 2016, was it? 2016. That's when they announced the game.
Like, they need to take a page from Spider-Man for PS4 and
they made it seem like you were making your own team. From what it looked like, or you were being your own hero.
I would be fine with that.
Which is good that you say that, because from what I've read, the information is that you will have features that you can customize heroes, and it has a single and multiplayer features.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
There's a chance of you making your own hero and maybe teaming up with the already existing cast of Avengers. That'd be kind of.
You mean like that game, like X-Men Destiny?
X-Men Destiny, yep.
Oh my, please don't.
Which is also
no, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, X-Men Destiny, they was some shit. It failed miserably, but maybe Square Enix can do better. Yeah, maybe Square Enix can do it better. I didn't mind. Yeah. I didn't mind. It's just X-Men Destiny took it, the wrong way. They did it the wrong way. Like, whereas Square Enix, they can do it better. So as long as you do it better, I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying?
The thing I have a problem with.
Go ahead. My bad.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say, because I obviously I don't have the best information as y'all, but. The thing I have a problem with when it comes to making customized characters in games is that sometimes it tends to make the story kind of fall flat for me.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna say that.
I've seen some games manage to pull it off good enough, but overall I feel like there's no way to avoid not having the story take a hit. So at the very least, if they're gonna do a customized character, try to portray those characters in a way where they seem like they fit for that moment with the main characters, which are assistant throughout the game, which like Spider-Man, Wolverine, and whoever else is gonna end up in this Avengers game. Because
just look at Dark Souls and all that. Talking about customized characters, Dark Souls.
It's always gonna. The story's gonna be
Infamous. The story's gonna be the story. Customizable characters don't mess up the story. Bad writing messes up the story.
Yeah, it's not gonna take any elements from the movies or from its comic book. It's making its own story, which it's putting you in a seat as the main character.
Original, yeah, right. It's gonna be an original story. It doesn't have anything to do with the characters. Are you writing bad? Then it's gonna be.
Don't forget bad gameplay messes it up. It messes up the game too.
Well, yeah, obviously that's for any game. What I'm mainly saying is that like when you put a custom character into a game that's character made and such, you usually they usually end up giving them limited speech, and that doesn't have to necessarily be a bad thing, but like in most cases you can end up just making this mute character that you don't really see them like really interacting, or they'll just be like nodding their heads and stuff, and like, you know, I'm cool with that to a degree, but like some games I feel it really like falters things. Like if I can be honest to give an example, like Red Dead Redemption 2, your character is not saying anything the whole time. And while Gears of War 5, I mean not Gears of War 5,
that's not the core story.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you're talking about online Red Dead?
Online games don't usually have
there's no story online for real.
I mean,
I just don't want that. I just don't want to that level for the story mode. That's all.
That's why they half-assed that thing online, because they knew no one cared. They just wanted to shoot things with their friends online, so they didn't really put effort into a story online. Yeah.
It's a plus feature, just as much as the story is for Grand Theft Auto. There's no talking in that. Think of how hard it would be to get voice actors to voice each and every character of you playing the story of like random people.
I know exactly how hard that would be, and that's why I feel like
they don't want
there's no way to avoid
everyone have their individual voice and have their own story.
Not only that, but it's also that's going to cost a lot of that's going to cost more money than it needs to be. So you know, there's also the money issue. Well, I wouldn't say a money issue, just, you know, they're not going to spend more.
It's a lot of manpower. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's something like Mass Effect, to where they give you the option of customizing a character, and they integrated before Andromedon, or whatever the one that failed, the third one, right?
Andromedon failed.
The third one failed too.
It was 1, 2, 3, and then Andromeda.
Yeah, because Andromeda was old. Oh yeah, Andromeda was meme city. That shit.
Oh my god, man.
That shit was meme.
I'm embarrassed I bought that shit. Oh my god.
Oh god. But and the third one, because people didn't like the I mean, for the most part, people liked it because didn't like it because of the ending. But for the most part, the story and how it integrated you being able to customize Commander Shepard didn't affect the game, but you could choose how he looked and the gender, but they integrated the writing enough to where it didn't fuck with it. So hopefully it's something like that.
Which goes back to my point of, it's not about the character, it's about, is your writing team good?
Exactly. So hopefully things are crossed.
Yeah, and I have hope for the game. I'm not down playing it in any regard. I just want the best for it, and whatever focus they take, I hope they like put that 100% towards all areas, not just little one area. And that's just for story. Do y'all think the game would even have online? Honestly, I think it's just gonna be.
I can definitely see it having online.
Play it to team up with your friends.
Yep.
Yeah. As I said, there's a single player and a multiplayer aspects to it, so I would think so.
Well, I was talking about like, I guess I was talking more so like a mission structure in terms of like,
like Monster Hunter, or like
kind of like Monster Hunter, or even more of a better example like those MMO Marvel games that's already out.
Like you talking about like DC Universe Online like that?
Yeah, like something like that.
Yeah,
who knows? We'll find out.
Alright, so next game we be talking about would have to be Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I decided to jump 2 games.
That's right.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You want to talk about Danny Phantom?
I'll talk about it after. I know y'all wanted to do this one heavy.
But Danny Phantom's gonna win best game of 2019.
Shut up. Leave the game alone. I will talk about it when we get to it. All right.
Wait, there's a Danny Phantom game?
No.
It's gonna catch him over. It's Luigi's Mansion. It's gonna catch him over. It's Luigi's Mansion.
I'm about to say.
Luigi Mansion.
We'll get there. We'll get there, but
I don't know how old he is. He wears a green jumpsuit. He's a fucking player too. It's gonna catch him over.
Back to the topic that I chose for us to do right now.
Final Fantasy.
I'm sorry.
I'm ready for that. I'm hyped for that. I think we're gonna get a release when it comes to E3 this year. I think we're getting a release date.
Yes, it does.
It comes with a collector's edition, and I get the hair gel that spikes up Cloud's hair.
Oh God!
That'd be an interesting little product if they sold that with it.
But Terrell, you'd have to then put it in your hair, though, Terrell.
That's where hair gel goes. What are you saying to me? What you saying to me?
You said you don't do things like that.
If they do come out with a collector's
you wear hats.
Sometimes
you wear hats.
I wear hats to work.
Wait, when did Terrell wear hats? I don't remember him wearing that.
Nah, because he says when he gets up for work, he just throws on a hat.
I just throw on a hat. Fucking Stan, man.
Oh shoot.
We out here, we out here doing Etica's hairstyle and shit. Like.
No, we don't talk about him.
Anyway,
it's Final Fantasy.
Yeah. So far we've had Cloud revealed in more detail. Of course, we've had him in the past revealed, but this time we also got to see Aerith, and there's actually a little there's a split demographic going on right now where half is liking it in the US.
Ain't nobody worried about his shit, about her
You
chin.
motherfuckers need a shout out.
She looks good.
Your complaints are stupid. You say the bitch looks foreign. The bitch got green hair and brown. She got green eyes and brown hair. She looks fucking Swedish. Yeah, she look foreign. I'm sorry, Japanese people. The bitch don't look Japanese. Okay. Next caller.
Y'all pleased with how she looks?
Yeah, I don't care. Like, she looks
everybody looks good. Everybody looks good. But I'm really
still looks like
Aerith. Everybody else is gonna look like.
She looks like Aerith.
I'm curious how everybody else is gonna look. They're gonna look badass.
Like Tifa.
You got a glimpse of Sephiroth.
I mean, so far, that's what they're saving for E3.
The only person I'm concerned about is Tifa, because we know how life is in 2019.
SLJ Warrior! Because her body's too bootylicious for you, babe. And they're gonna give her A-cups.
She needs to have the bazongas.
Yes, they're gonna give her A-cups. They're gonna give her A-cups and a dress. And a dress to her.
Shout out to Badanga.
She needs to be buff. That's
she needs to be buff.
That's actually a YouTube.
Everybody else, I think, will look good and they'll look like themselves. Tifa's the one I'm concerned about.
But as far as the controversy, that is what Tifa may look like. And Barrett, for whatever reason, who sounds too stereotypically black. I don't understand that.
I like him.
He sounds like Barrett should sound like. So no complaints to a black person.
Yeah, Barrett was stereotypically back in the old game.
We don't care.
So.
I know, but that was his
so that's why we want him. Like, exactly.
He's not a poster child for black people. So I mean,
he's
fucking complaining.
But
he's not representing all of us.
I like his new design though. Barrett looks badass. I like his.
He looks cool. Everyone looks like this. Everyone looks as they should. With extra pixels, so I don't know why
extra pickle.
Extra pickle. Hold the pickle.
Alright, but here's the question I have. After it's said and done, and the final product is basically, shipped out. Do you think later down the line, after everyone's finished the game, you think they're gonna come out with a Advent Children DLC?
No.
Or you think they're gonna leave it alone?
No, because this game is going to be a 2-part game.
It's already put in so many. How many episodes is it speculated for them to have? It's because the game's gonna be split so many different ways.
Yeah, there were 3 discs, so I'm assuming there's gonna be 3 parts.
I thought they said it was going to be 2. That's what I thought they said.
Nah.
Some people are speculating that they might do 7 parts just to be funny.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Funny.
Funny.
But going off of what Revelations 2 did, I wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and do like 5 episodes.
You talking about Resident Evil Revelations 2?
Yeah.
What does that got to do with Final Fantasy?
I'm talking about in terms of the episode,
the
episodic.
No. He's talking about the concept, Joe. He's talking about the concept.
What do you
Revelations 2 wasn't Revelation 2 is an entirely different beast altogether.
But he's talking about the concept because they're divided in episodes. He's talking about the concept.
They did that like a Telltale game. That's how Telltale's games go.
Yeah, but we don't know.
They do episodes that come out every some odd months and stuff. I don't think that's how they're going to do this with Final Fantasy. If you think they can get away with releasing a Final Fantasy episode every some odd month that's only like
oh no, but
30,
I'm not. But
like an hour long. No,
I'm not.
But
they're
saying that the game's so big in terms of the scope of like you traversing it in 3D and whatever the stuff pertains to the story. The world is going to be so big in terms, I guess, when you get out of the city and you're in the landscape of where the monsters usually are, where you're fighting them and all that shit. It's so big that they're going to have to that they're separated. I don't know what the bullshit reasons why they feel like they need to separate it.
They're not doing it in 5 episodes. All
I don't know how many, but it's definitely
going
to be.
I don't think they're going to do it in 5 episodes either.
It's already
I know they're
decided.
going to do
It's
it
going
in
to be more than
episodes.
one.
I think it's going to be 2 discs.
Was it like chapter based? Like did they like have like chapters that y'all can remember? Because spoiler alert, I never finished the game.
It was something similar. It was something similar to that, but it wasn't like.
Nah, it didn't have chapters.
Yeah, I mean, it was like chapters, but it was kind of like, it was similar. You just knew you were getting further if the PlayStation would just stop and tell you. You know what I'm saying?
so it's not similar at all.
It's not similar at all. No.
I'm trying to like just go based off of that to try and figure out how many parts they might have. But I guess at the end of the day, we might probably find out once it shows up at E3 because it's already been announced that we will be seeing it there. So we don't really know.
Yeah, we're gonna see more of the game.
I'm calling 2 parts.
It's a possibility to be because it's gonna be a long.
Usually, I mean, from recent articles, they say just because for however the developers wanted to develop the game and how they had to do it, the game's scope is too big to where they had to do it. They say they wanted to do it come in multiple episodes. Usually, when you say multiple, it's more than 2 because they would have just said a couple. But
I'm calling
we don't
2
know.
parts. First part ends when spoiler alert. Aeris dies.
I'm gonna say at least 3.
Is that supposed to be early?
When you use multiple.
Huh? Aeris dies like a good chunk of you've done a good chunk of the game.
Hey man, this game's been out since the 1977. Man, spoiler. You can't say she dies.
I did say spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Champ.
Yeah.
Champ. You can check me.
Hey, champ.
Someone's still gonna complain about that, but they don't. What? Look,
why did you spoil it for me, bitch? The game's been up for like 22 years. Like, what the fuck do you expect?
Hey, you can slip on a banana peel and die. I'm joking. Don't die. Survive. You need to play this game, okay?
Okay, that's how they got it.
Like, they got it in so many different consoles. Like y'all should have been go ahead and play it if y'all.
It's been on the PlayStation Network for PlayStation. It's been available on the PlayStation 4 for like what? 4 years now.
Not just the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 3. That was on the
PlayStation
PSP.
3. Yeah, the PSP.
It's been on PC. It's been on
It's been a while. Like get on the.
It's on Nintendo Switch right now. Like
Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, it's on Nintendo Switch even.
I know it's coming out on the Switch. That is already out on the Switch.
Yeah.
It's coming out on the Switch.
Yeah. But alright. But as far as the gameplay, what they show, it looks cool. To me, it looks more. It looks like a smash between, in terms of my personal experience, Kingdom Hearts and Crisis Core that was on the PSP.
Oh, Crisis Core.
Which was
that depressing ass masterpiece.
Right. So if it's anything like those two games smashed together, good thing.
And I'm all down for a nice little remaking play style for game. That's
I really hope. I know they're probably not going to do it, but they should. I really hope they have a Advent Children episode. That'd be kind of cool. I'm just saying. I mean, that would be cool.
That's all I mean.
It's a possibility, but if they did, I would see it way later on. I don't see
way late, like down the road. It's like we even Final Fantasy 15 been out for.
Am I infecting y'all with my speech impediment that I'm having right now?
No, this margarita is, but.
A man actually has slipped on a banana peel and died before. That's what I was researching.
Why?
Oh,
that's not funny, but oh my god.
It was 1927 in Tennessee. A 74-year-old man that was hospitalized. His death certificate said they state the patient slipped on banana peeling and fell shortly before death.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Great dark humor.
Yeah, Bob Banana.
That Bob Banana. Oh god. I'm sorry.
But
Banana slipped and put a cherry on that.
God, forgive me. I'm sorry.
Y'all are destroying this right now.
It's not right.
We told you he was a Christian man. You see how he's saying he's sorry and asking for his forgiveness? Christian.
This is the Christian. Full power in effect. So let's finish this up.
Okay.
Talk about this up. Do y'all have any expectations of what you would like to see from the original put in the game? Like, I know that
I want to see Tifa and I want to see her look good. That's it.
Well, I saw that Yuffie and Vincent were apparently optional characters originally, and like with this, how this game is made out, would you want that to still be the case?
Characters again, yes.
You don't want them to
get them. If you're not good enough to get them, you shouldn't get them.
Okay.
Hopefully, there's not anything like a pre-order bonus where you can't.
I just want to say Vincent's a badass. I'm just going to say that.
I'm tired of games just either giving you stuff and you got to buy the game beforehand to get it. What happened to the good old days where you had to beat the game with every character to unlock all the characters in fighting games to unlock everybody? Whatever happened to that? Now people, I don't want to have to play the game no more. Man, shut up. Do work.
Well, look, I hear exactly what y'all are saying, but something that I would personally like from what I heard is
we're in the internet age now too. You can figure out how to get people.
I would want to be. I want it to be that if they do have it like that, they still find a way to incorporate the characters in ways where it doesn't seem like they're just standing to the side. I'd like if they can somehow manage to include them into the conversations in better ways, because apparently I've heard from a couple of people that there's moments in the game where it seems like they're just standing there to the side. They're not really interacting.
They each have their own stories.
Honestly,
yeah, I know that they have their own stories, but I'm talking about for the main story as a whole.
I really can't see them not using all the characters. I can't see that not happening. And I say that because just like they all have very unique stories. I have a better myself. They all have unique stories, so I don't see why they wouldn't use them. Exactly, as far as playable is concerned, I can't see. If Barrett's usable, why wouldn't the rest of them be?
No, he's saying he wants them to be more a part of the main story.
Yeah, more incorporated into the main story.
That's what I was telling him. But
they are.
The main story is about Cloud.
Yeah.
So.
But from what I heard, but what I'm saying is that there's portions of the story where they're less like.
That's for everybody. The only main people that talks all the time is Cloud, Tifa.
Yeah.
To be for real. Everyone else really doesn't talk all the time. But Cloud and Tifa is really the only people that talk all the time.
So you would would you want that a little bit more? Yeah. Like just more of the characters interacting more with each other? Because I personally
would. I can see Vincent. I can see Vincent interacting with Cloud more just based off of his encounter with.
I thought they did interact a fair amount during the regular games.
Yeah.
I mean during the original game, it's just during the story portions that weren't about them, they would comment still. They just normally wasn't anything that really mattered because there was an option of. Because you didn't have to have Vincent in your party. You could have had anybody in your party.
Sid, you could have Sith. You could have had
So obviously they're not going to have Vincent have much to say if you can't have him in your party.
You can't have him in your party, yeah. but just to answer Sean's question, I would want, if anybody, I would kind of want Vincent. Since again, like he has more of a connection as far as Sephiroth is concerned, because especially considering that Vincent was a Turk at one point in his life before he was killed.
What?
So, I'm sorry, excuse me. Spoiler alert, Vincent Valentine was a Turk at one point in his life. He was a Turk. So, he was guarding Sephiroth's mother at one point in his life. So, I would honestly like to see him interact more with Cloud, if anything. If that answers your question.
It does. I just don't know what a Turk is, honestly.
They're basically like bodyguards, sort of. They're like a bodyguard agency. That's the best way I can explain it. Unless Joe has another way of explaining it, that's how I see it. They're like shit.
Yeah, they work for Shinra.
They work for Shinra. So
they're like Shinra operatives.
Yeah, Shinra operatives.
Oh, okay, all right.
They're like what's the word for it?
Like gun for hire?
That's more soldier. For real. Damn, what's that word?
That's
yeah. I mean, yeah, but they're like a higher ranking Shinra operative, would you say? Because they're regular Shinra soldiers.
And then there's covert ops. Yeah, they're just
covert ops. Yeah.
They're not like frontline soldier. They're like they're Tom Clancy. You know, they try to get in, get out.
Get in and get out.
But hopefully, though.
Yeah.
For most is what the dialogue is in the game. It would just be emulating what the old game did, just in 3D, and whatever characters.
So that's basically because you don't have to have Vincent or Yuffie or Barrett, or it could be a mismatch of whoever along with Cloud. So that's why they don't have much to say. The story's gonna be a conflict
of who's in your party. I think you're gonna have a main cast of people for what you do when you do get in cutscenes. They're gonna be there, and whoever's not, relevant, they're just gonna be in the background or just not there, and just there for when you're actually fighting, random enemies and shit like that, or for gameplay. They can be in your party, but for the story, they probably not gonna play much of a part if they didn't play that part in the original. I don't think they're gonna play an extra role.
Okay.
For this game. But if I had to speculate.
Alright, that's a fair enough. So then as it stands, y'all. I mean, I have my preferences, and y'all have yours. And I hear what y'all are saying though, and I'm taking that in. And pretty much, as it stands, y'all pretty much just want it to be strictly stuck to.
Now, what we're saying is, Yuffie can't have a big part in the main story if I don't ever play with Yuffie. That's why she didn't have a big part in the main story. That's why Barrett didn't. That's why Vincent didn't. Because you can literally never play with those guys. You can literally just have Cloud. It's the only person you have to have in your party.
And you'll still level up. That's the funny thing. And then you have to have.
then you have to have heirs in your party for certain events. You know, boom, she dies.
But
And
no,
then-
I mean,
Other than that,
there's a
there's
certain
all-
point where okay.
there's only there's only certain events where you have to have certain people in your party, and that's normally during their specific storyline thing.
Yeah, I think they're going to play a major part in terms of just them being in your team, and you can fight with them. There's probably going to be a mechanic to where you can switch with them during combat or something like that. But in terms of the core story, I think they're just gonna fade off in terms of like they're just not gonna show them in a cutscene because the story's not about them. But in terms of extra players you can play with, yeah, you can interact with them. I don't think their roles is gonna be any significant for this game.
No. I think they're gonna figure out how to incorporate everybody in the relevant concern.
There might be some little back and forth in terms of, you know, how they talk to each other in terms of the party when you're fighting, something like that.
Yeah, when you like roaming and stuff. That's when most of the conversations happen.
Yeah, a little small talk or whatever. Like how they do for like Final Fantasy 15, and how the friends were kind of, you know, talking with their little personalities intermingling during the journey when you're just roaming, you know, just free roaming. But in terms of the story, I don't think they're going to play a part that they didn't play a part in the original.
Okay. Well, as funny as it is, bananas also play a part in something else. I know that's a terrible way to segue, but
no, it's not. Bananas cause murder. You're right.
Talk about the #1 game.
And the next game we're talking about, there's a lot of murder.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
I was gonna say Doom Eternal, but sure. Let's go with that.
Y'all knew I was coming back to this. I'm sorry, but I need to talk about Luigi's Mansion 3.
I have no expectations for it except for Luigi to be in it and him to do weird things with his body.
Weird things with his body.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Weird things with his bodies in the other games.
Look,
you know what? I have nothing to say after that.
Look, fair enough. And I know I'm kind of like the main one that's more so hype about the game. So I won't make this too long. But basically, Luigi's Mansion 3 was announced about how long ago? That was probably it was a few months.
Yeah.
It was
during the direct.
It wasn't during the direct that we saw Astral Chain, was it?
I'm pretty sure it was.
I think so.
I feel like it was further back, but you're probably right. But anyway, Luigi's Mansion 3, it's going back to its original concept where it was the first one
was you in a mansion with ghosts.
Yes, Joe, that is the case. But the thing with Luigi's Mansion 1 that people like more than 2 is the fact that it was open to you to like explore as much of the mansion as you wanted, and it wasn't like linear based, while the second one was making you go to multiple different mansions, but you was on a linear path the whole way. There wasn't much exploration that you really did, and most of the missions and stuff were just running into each other. With Luigi's Mansion 1, it was just on the move. You might find some side things that you can do, but like you wasn't like pulled out of the experience unless you took down a boss. When you would just deliver boss ghosts into a painting based on the other ones. I know y'all are like, what the hell is he talking about?
No, I know you're talking about. I played one.
Yeah.
I played two, but I played one.
Not gonna lie, I didn't even know there was a second one.
The second one dealt with like multiple mansions, and the first one was just one mansion. So this third one that's coming out, it's dealing with one mansion again, which actually it's not even really like a mansion to me. It seems more like a hotel, but regardless, the concept, just by looking at the picture for Luigi's Mansion 3, I can already see that they're building it to be like a whole experience within this one building, and that allows them to dive deeper into what you can like, where you can go and where you can explore with the building, and I'm looking forward to that. It also looks like they might be incorporating some extra things, because like at the beginning of the trailer you see Mario, Peach, and Toad, I believe. You see their emblems on this flag, I believe, or something like that, and it's leading to you to believe that it looks like they all was invited, including Luigi, to this hotel, probably to relax and stuff, and they got kidnapped. But like, there's some theories building up basically where you might not be able to play with more than just Luigi. You might possibly be able to play with Mario.
I don't want to play as Mario. Mario has enough games. I don't want to play as Mario in my Luigi game.
But look, he doesn't necessarily Doom guy.
You know something? Mario and Luigi always getting all the love, man. What about my man Toad? That's all I gotta say.
That's what I was saying.
His own game.
But
but
what I'm getting at is that this game might like incorporate like a multiplayer concept.
I don't want to play as Mario.
And like, it doesn't necessarily have to be with the story either, or it doesn't have to necessarily be in the game at all. It could be actually just a side thing like the online, because Luigi's Mansion 2 incorporated online in their game, but you was just playing as multiple different colored Luigi's.
And that's what I want.
You want multiple different colored Luigi's instead of...
Yep, a great man once said, everything is easy, baby, leave it up to Ouija, baby.
What the hell? I mean, fair enough. That's something that you would want. You would want it simple and easy. I got what you
enough games. I play with Mario enough. I'm tired of Mario. I want Luigi.
But wouldn't you want? You're not interested in the idea of like them like incorporating different.
I don't want Mario to get anything else. Let Luigi keep his vacuum. Mario doesn't need a vacuum. He has a flood. He has a whole bunch of stuff. Let Luigi keep his vacuum. That's the one thing he got that's unique. Let him keep it.
All right. Well, all right. Let's say this. What if they like made it where like they're like assistants?
No.
Since Luigi essentially is kind of like an assistant to Mario for some of these other games.
I just want Mario to get rescued and say thank you and then leave.
Fair enough, Joe. Fair enough. I guess I'll finish this up real quick.
And I don't want Peach in it. I want Daisy.
Daisy would be nice to see, like incorporated into one of Luigi's games.
Because that's Ouija's girl.
Yeah. But one other thing that I'd like is if they can like somehow find a way to make the game as creepy as the first one was, because the second one was like, it was to me when I was younger.
It's as creepy as a Luigi game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not saying
a Pixar movie.
Look, you gotta go back and look at the first one to understand where I'm coming from. It was as creepy as a Luigi. I'm not saying that it was scary. It was scary, but I'm saying like it had like some creepy factors to it within the game. Like if you go back and look at Mario 64, just for an example, you see there's this freaking killer piano that comes out. That shit was scary for a lot of people because you didn't know that shit was even fucking alive until it started moving.
It wasn't scary for me when I was a children.
When you was a children?
Yes, I was multiple kids.
I heard what I said. I stand by it.
I was Joe, Joey, and Joseph.
Fair talk. But that's my hopes for Luigi's Mansion 3, and we should definitely be seeing it at this conference. I would be surprised not to see it. And I hope that we get a direct release date. So let's go ahead. Doom Eternal.
I have one question about that game. Is The Rock gonna do the voice?
Simplify.
You know that he's not.
Maybe he'd be a download of the voice.
I wish.
Yo, talk to this man.
Faithful to the core.
Find him. Yes, find him. Find Dwayne.
I wish.
Put him in Doom.
By the way, guys, Doom movie, great list movie. And by list, I mean list of movies that you watch with your fellas. This is a guy thing. Or a girl thing if you're into it too. I'm not going to discriminate. It's just about getting drunk at stupid movies. Getting drunk, watching stupid movies. Doom is great for that.
Was it Doom Annihilation?
Nah, just Doom. Yeah. It's literally just
one?
called Doom. Oh, the new game? Doom. Yeah, Doom Eternal, yeah.
Not the game, not the game, the movie.
There's a new Doom movie?
Yeah, it's a new Doom movie, yeah.
I did not know that.
That's for another day then.
Yeah, we could talk about that. We could talk about that a later time. Right now, we're talking about the game, though. So
yes,
looks like this one's taking you back to
Annihilation.
Yeah. What expectations do y'all have for Doom Eternal compared to the original? Because the original did pretty damn well, from what I remember seeing and what I played originally.
It looks like it's just gonna be more of a world to explore. It looks like you're actually in hell instead of, on, I forgot where you was at in the first game, like Mars or something. But yeah, it just look like more enemies, more stuff to do.
Do you want to see some?
Not much. This is a first-person shooter, so they don't really evolve that much.
Yeah, but like, would you want to see, like, for this game? I don't know, like, since this one's gonna be taking place on Earth, would you want to see, like?
I want to see the Rock. Yes, I would.
That'd be very funny as an Easter egg, but I'm talking about, like, in terms of, like, would you want to see, like, demons, like, ripping the hell out of humans that are, like, walking through
They kind of already did that in the other ones.
Yeah, well, the same things, bigger guns.
It's just on a bigger scale.
Yeah. There's a lot of terrain in this one with the new. I don't know if it's new, but in the gameplay showing for this game, they have this grappling hook that the guns you can kind of swing. So using monsters is like you can kind of grapple on monsters and swing your body up to different platforms.
All right, so there's like new traversity in the game.
Yeah,
I can appreciate that.
The game looks good. I mean, for how the game looked, the original one. I forget it was Doom. What?
Doom I think it was just called Doom.
Yeah, it was just called Doom.
Just called Doom. Okay. Well, the graphics look better. I mean, so thank you.
Is it called Doctor Doom? Blah.
Yeah, like they
give him a vampire.
Yeah, they've brought back a lot of the demons that the fans like appreciate. You know, like the Arc Valves, imps, Caco demons or some shit like that.
The same demons that are always in Doom games.
Yeah, but I think they are gonna. I hope that they incorporate some more uglier looking ones, or ones that are gonna just make me grit my teeth.
They're already pretty ugly.
I mean, if you're getting scared of Luigi Mansion, then.
Oh my gosh. To dive into this. But, yeah. I just want to see some, I know that Doom is meant to, like, have this type of menacing look, but I'd kind of like to see some areas that, like, look, if this sounds crazy, go ahead and tell me, peaceful and, like, beautiful.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy for a Doom game to expect that.
I mean, maybe
it'll look peaceful for 2 seconds and then turn.
Yeah, and I don't mind that happening at all either. I really don't. I'm just saying, like, you know,
just to show the contrast or whatever.
Yeah, switch up the environment a bit. You know, like, cause Doom's always been in these areas, and I understand that's like his.
You're playing the wrong game if you're looking for that.
But, you know, it would be just a nice breakup from the flow of battle, you know? You're constantly running around punching your hands through people and ripping them apart and stuff.
You're playing the wrong game. That's like playing Wolfenstein, expecting the Nazis to not be assholes. It's just not gonna happen.
I mean, the possibilities are endless, man. You never know.
Don't say that like you're on drugs.
I might as well be. So yeah, y'all pretty much have coincide thought process of that. You just want the same shit. Kind of sounds similar to what y'all want from Final Fantasy VII, honestly.
I didn't say what I wanted from Doom. I just say what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, from what's shown.
Yeah, I don't really want anything from Doom. I don't really care that much about it.
Okay. Is there anything that they could do to make you care about it?
No.
Fair enough.
I mean,
you know how I am with shooters. It just is what it is for me.
No.
Oh, with Joe, yeah. As far as Doom's concerned, for what's seen from the trailer, the gameplay trailer, it's more of what you want, but the first one did well. The second one seems like it's going to do a little better with some new guns. We don't know where the story's going.
But then again, there was an option to literally skip when the story was happening during
Because you
gameplay.
don't really play Doom for the story.
You don't.
Yeah.
You play for the.
Do you rate any shooter for the story, really?
It's very few.
Very few.
And Doom is one of those that you don't necessarily need to at all. At least to know what the fuck is happening. You're just angry.
I think Call of Duty just kind of popularized games where you can just kind of not care about the story.
Well, the thing is, Call of Duty had a story at first.
They had a story at first, but over time, you just kind of bought it.
Over time, you can tell they were getting lazier with the story. Then they just stopped doing one altogether.
Yeah. I mean, you know, why the hell not? At this point, might as well segue into it real quick. Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Don't care.
Don't give a shit about it. Fuck that game.
Look,
I haven't seen.
I understand the stigma behind Call of Duty, but I can't deny that this one looks a little bit better. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna deny that the Call of Duty.
But we say that every year.
Look, I'm not gonna deny that the Call.
Every new trailer.
Hold on, let me speak though. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I'm not gonna deny that the name itself is what's drawing me in a bit. But just watching the trailer, the game looks really good. It does, like on paper.
But Sean, we go through this every year with every Call of Duty trailer. Like, oh man, it looks sick. It looks like they finally learned their lesson. It looks like it's finally good. It looks like they finally did this. They finally did that. Then we play the game and it's the same damn
no one
game
knows what they
that we've
want
been
from
complaining
it. They tried
about.
to change it. I think Call of Duty is just an open field for people to complain. I don't know if there's really much to do with Call of Duty other than just give people what they already experienced.
To change. Exactly. There's not
It's
much
Call
you
of Duty.
can do with it.
You get it if you like that experience of modern warfare, shooting guns in a modern sense or in historical fashion.
Like, think about Steven.
That's it.
Think about Steven. How many times has he said he's never buying a Call of Duty game ever again, to then buy the next Call of Duty game, play it, and then say the same thing at the end?
Well, that's a stigma for him because that's a series that he's grown
I'm not gonna go.
truly
I
love.
don't know how to.
My
example was not going to be his bad judgment of repeated. I don't know.
Like, if you're expecting Call of Duty to make some drastic change, it's not.
I think people need to subside their expectations.
There's no way forward to, really.
You like Call of Duty? You get the game. I don't know what you're expecting from this time. This seems like it's a reboot. Hence the name of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, going back to more of its beginning title.
It seems like they're slowing down the pace of it, where it's less arcadey and more grounded, like a Tom Clancy game, but in first person. So
the thing is, do you like shooters? Okay, you like shooters? Okay, here's Call of Duty. There's a shooter.
Basically,
you don't like shooters? It's Call of Duty. You're not gonna like it if you don't like shooters.
I don't know what people want from the Call of Duty franchise. There, in terms of just them taking out the microtransactions and all the, non-consumer.
They keep saying I want it to be different. How?
Don't know.
How? How can it be different?
I'm not going to fault that on developers of the fans not knowing what they want each and every time the game comes out. As far as my concern, I'm not a big Call of Duty fan, but as far as when I play it, it feels like Call of Duty is what I want from it. They try to change it with the Future Warfare, whatever that game was. I forget which one that was. When it was in space and all that stuff.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, people was getting on because they said cutscenes were recycled from older Call of Duty games.
I think it was Infinite Warfare.
Infinite Warfare. They said it was doing too much with the verticality of the prosthetics, the exo gear you can put on your soldier.
I think that was Advanced Warfare.
Like Advanced Warfare. I think they both did it. But it was like, cause I don't know, people wasn't used to the shooting in terms of what they were familiar with, and what they didn't want to learn from a game. They feel like, I don't know, change too much, and people get too much in their feelings. So,
and it's like the 11th game in the whole installment. Like, well, actually no. Yeah, like we're like even if I'm wrong about that, like we're going so far past a series that's gone over like 8, and like usually like when a game series like it's going past that type of number, it's really hard to like try to find a way to appease the fans where they don't feel bored, like they're getting the same shit over and over and over again. So
the only way for Call of Duty to make a big leap is if the game system itself makes a big leap, so just graphically better. Yeah. Like the difference from 3 and Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. It was a big leap because the engine made a big leap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, this is more of what people wanted, I guess, people want out of their Call of Duty series, more towards what it was when it started, but into new graphics, into some new features of how you interact with your weapons, your teammates. Hopefully they do something in terms of how, what's that game for?
Battlefield?
Not Battlefield, the other one that's cartoonish, that has like Overwatch and
Apex Legends.
And Fortnite, Apex Legends, and how you can talk to your teammates with that little circle of, and how you can
the mapping
your teammates. Yeah, the mapping of the dialogue or whatever.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. The UI system. Change to how you interact with the information on the screen, your players and stuff like that. I like the sense of it being grounded and stuff like that, moving, making it real immersive, and then not the arcadey, moving really fast and shit like that, which is cool. It has its place, but hopefully this appeal will put some people in its favor and people can like Call of Duty again. Because at this point, I'm not a Call of Duty fan where it's like I care if the game's bad or not, but I'm tired of hearing the complaints. I just want it to be good so people can shut up.
Are we still talking about Call of Duty?
They're not going to shut up, but yeah.
Well,
are we still talking about Call of Duty, or are we moving on?
We're moving on.
We're gonna move on.
Because I didn't think there was anything to say about Call of Duty.
We know, Chris. So, since we're at it, let's go ahead and just jump into something that I think we all have a decent interest in. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, that seems interesting. I was wondering when they were going to do another Jedi game. Well, Jedi game instead of like Stormtroopers and fucking Resistance. Like, I thought, okay, they got a little sunshine, they got their little like shine as far as Force Unleashed is concerned, but I felt like they could have did something else with it. honestly, I wasn't even expecting, Jedi Fallen Order. I was honestly expecting for them to like come out with another Fallen Republic or have Old Republic. My bad. Yeah.
Knights of the
Everybody was winning that game for a while.
Yeah, or deport it to the PlayStation 4. That was what I was hoping for. But Fallen or Jedi is cool too. I don't mind it. I honestly am. I'm hyped for it.
I can't be hyped for it until I see gameplay for it.
Of course.
Yeah, I like what I saw in the cinematic, obviously, and I'm hoping that something that is incorporated into the gameplay. But I do need to see actual gameplay before I can judge it for myself. And we should be seeing that.
I don't trust EA games until I see gameplay.
EA to me, EA's falling hard. Like, cause honestly, as far as Star Wars games, EA's got it. That and 007 games, but I mean, there hasn't really been a good 007 game like since
the N64.
When's
the last time?
I was gonna say Everything or Nothing.
They don't make bad Star Wars games, but they market it all.
No, they don't. They just they're pretty cool when it comes to Star Wars. Like, with the exception of Battlefront,
the microtransactions.
Battlefront. I don't think Battlefront was a bad game. I think it just wasn't
a bad game. It wasn't a bad game.
It just wasn't a complete game. That's all. There
was a lot of complaints in terms of how...
it wasn't a lot to do.
In terms of they had the loot box system in terms of how you the reward system online was just very not consumer friendly. In terms of how you would get the things you wanted would take an extremely long time that the game was asking for. It was excessive. It was unrealistic.
I mean, honestly, the Battlefront and its sequel had a good idea and concept in play. Like, realistically, I liked I think the second one did it better, where they had it where you can do you could do the squadron battles where you're battling in the air. I thought that stuff was more dope for the sequel. I think that they should have probably tried to incorporate even more stuff from other things in the Star Wars universe. Go ahead and throw the racing in there. There was racing in Star Wars and stuff. I think I would have liked that as a mode to play in the series, since they wanted to set it up where you can play a whole bunch of different modes with Battlefront and such. So I don't know. At the same time, I understand why they didn't really do it, because the game kind of had a story focus also. And technically racing doesn't necessarily fit within that scene, but if they make another Star Wars game that's gonna be within that realm in the future, I'd like they just try to pull from all the past Star Wars games and try to add enough modes that can please a lot of people that are within the fan base for Star Wars in general. Because there's some people that don't necessarily care to play a Star Wars game that feels like Call of Duty in space.
Well, that's what Battlefront is, though.
It is.
You don't want to you don't want to shoot people. Don't buy Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But that's what Battlefront's always been. So I don't know what they were expecting.
So, we actually, once again, real quick, get this out of the way real quick. Me and Joe, for the most part, or maybe just mostly me. Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
I'm ready for that. I'm so ready for that. I don't know if we're going to actually get any more info about it now, but I
feel like we are. We the only thing we really got from the last thing was basically information on the different schools you can be a part of, that has different what's the right word?
Well, it's supposed to come out in July, so I suppose we should get.
What's a word for a division, or
what are you talking about?
In terms of how each of the schools that the heads
separated.
Yeah, but like there's like different
They each specialize in certain stuff.
royalty. No, like I'm talking about how
bloodlines, clans. What?
Yeah, I guess we could say bloodlines because, or
they're
just
kingdoms.
or kingdoms and how they're raised. Like the deer.
Different armies.
The deer, they're more towards the people, while the red league is essentially more towards the higher power and wealth and such, and the blue is like undismissive to either side and such. Like from what I was digging a little more into, in terms of like the backgrounds for like each of the sides that you choose to go on. Of course, you can wage them into any direction you wish, based off which school you decide to help on either side. And that's what Fire Emblem has been doing a lot lately, when they give you the choice on how you're gonna affect this kingdom that you're within, and how the end result of this whole story ends, based off your own decisions and who you let die and who you save and such. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yep. Me too. Ready to see who's going to be the next character in Smash by playing this game.
I mean, if that is one of the characters, let's hope that's like a DLC pass.
It'll be the next. It'll be the next DLC, Fighter 5.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to pay for it. Like, you know what? Here's another Fire Emblem character because I know you.
You get a Fire Emblem character. You get a Fire Emblem character. You get a Fire Emblem character. Oh wait, you already have one. You get a Fire Emblem character.
We'll have another.
Yes. Yeah, ugly Christian.
Just a little bit.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do a quick break.